The engines on the island of Sodor always have work to do. Thomas, Edward, and Duck have their branch lines. Percy has the mail train. Gordon has the express. Henry has the flying kipper. Mavis has the quarry. And Bill and Ben have the China Clay Works. All the engines are very busy. One day, Percy woke up not feeling so well, so Sir Topham Hatt had him sent to the works to get feeling better. After that, Sir Topham Hatt went up to Duck's branch line. There he found Oliver and Duck. "Oliver," said Sir Topham Hatt, "Percy is ill, so I need you to do his jobs while he is away." "What about the branch line?" asked Oliver. "Duck can manage it with Donald and Douglas." So Oliver went to the yard. When he got there, the trucks laughed at him from the time he fell into the turntable well. Oliver just ignored them. He then shunted a goods train for Henry, and then took some empty milk tankers to the farm. That night, Oliver was ready to go home. Suddenly, a mail coach was coupled to him. "What's this?" asked Oliver. "I thought we were going back to the sheds." "We have to pull the mail train," laughed his driver. Oliver looked glum. He didn't like doing Percy's work. "You've pulled it before," said his driver. Oliver remembered the time he had gone down the wrong track and ran into an old shed. "Is Douglas asleep?" asked Oliver. "Yes," replied his driver. "If we must pull the mail train, could we at least bring Toad?" asked Oliver. "Of course," smiled his driver. So Oliver's train was coupled up to Toad. "Mr. Oliver!" exclaimed Toad. "I haven't been in a train with you for a while. Douglas has been kind, but I do miss the time that I worked with you." "After he saved us, you wanted to be his brake van," reminded Oliver. "I know," said Toad, "but I do miss my time that I had with you. Now we must hurry, or we will be late." So Oliver hurried to the junction. James arrived with the mainline mail train, and the bags were loaded into Oliver's mail coaches. That night, they had a splendid run. There were no other trains, the signals were all green, and Oliver met Tom Tipper for the first time. They ran through the countryside, past stations, and through junctions, and anywhere the mail needed to be. Once they were done, Oliver puffed back to the sheds. He fell asleep almost instantly. "Wake up!" said the driver. Oliver woke up startled. "Let me sleep in," he said. "We already did," said the fireman. Oliver looked around. All the other engines had left. Oliver rolled slowly out of the shed and took some coaches to the big station. Duck was there. "Hello," said Duck. "What?" asked Oliver sleepily. "I just said hi," replied Duck. "Oh, sorry," said Oliver while he yawned. "I was up late doing Percy's mail run, and I barely got any sleep. I want to come back to the branch line. At least I get to sleep there." Duck sighed. "We miss you too," he replied. "We need to find a way to get you back." While Duck thought of ideas, Oliver fell back asleep. "I got it," said Duck. Oliver woke up. "Get yourself derailed," said Duck. "How?" asked Oliver. Duck thought for a moment. "Are you going to the timber yard?" asked Duck. "Yes. Why?" "When you go and the lumber is being put into your trucks, you should push the trucks forward and run into the fallen logs. It's bound to derail you and not get you too hurt. Then you will go for repairs, and by that time, Percy will be back, and then you can come back to our branch line." After hearing that, Oliver hurried to the timber yard. He pushed some empty trucks to where they needed to get loaded. Oliver watched the logs being loaded into his trucks. He waited carefully. Now, he thought, a log fell and landed on Oliver, bending his front, and then rolled under his driving wheels. Perfect, Oliver said, very pleased with himself. The foreman ran up. He inspected the damage. "You've damaged your buffer beam, bent your wheel, and snapped your axle. You'll be lucky to get out of the works in at least 2 weeks," said the foreman. 2 weeks? Sputtered Oliver. "Yes," said the foreman. Oliver didn't look too well. He only wanted to be in the works for a few days. Soon Thomas arrived with the breakdown train. Oliver was loaded on a flatbed, and Thomas pulled him to the works. Oliver learned that he would never derail himself again on purpose, even if it meant pulling the mail train.
Next time on Thomas and Friends, Percy is still ill and there's work to be done. It looks like Mavis must come and help out. But is she a little too superstitious of things? Find out next time in Haunted Jobs.